Many people look down upon others. Many people try to look down upon others, trying to make themselves seem a little bit more superior, more powerful. This is a typical natural trait of human beings. This is a story of Peter PPD Dagger. Despite being the top captain from TI5, despite being the most clever drafter, people look down upon him. This is because they feel that they have to show superiority. They have to make others feel negative, below them. Despite the world looking down upon Peter PPD Dagger, Crystalis Dota does not. In fact, we are trying to look at PPD with a different angle, a different perspective. Using his superb impact on TI5, we will see how truly PPD changed Dota. In fact, we will see how PPD was the greatest captain for evil geniuses. Yes, he comes off quite salty, and many people hate him for being a rude captain.
Yes, I see the thumbs up. What are the thumbs up for?
I'm just ready to see some hearts break, that's all.
That's so savage.
But sometimes in life, the anger you have, the rage you have, it actually makes you an intense person. A person with a greater personality that simply strives to win. Similar to Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan or LeBron James.
You know, when I face adversity and I look at it as a challenge or an opportunity, where did that come from? You know, who did I learn that from? I want more. I want to learn this thing some more. There's got to be another level, you know. And
the point of this story is to show how evil geniuses thrived because of PPD's superior tactical ideas and his approach to Dota. Ever since PPD's departure, leaving the team, it seems like evil geniuses don't have a good drafter. They don't have a great captain. You see Misery, even though they have Arteezy and Sumail, such great players, they can't go over the hump. They cannot win any real tournaments. They'll go to the grand finals of Galaxy Battles and lose. They go to the top 4 in DAC or top 6 and they lose. It's because they're missing PPD, honestly. So, let us go specifically at how PPD used to draft. Let's look at this clip real quick.
Siren, it was like a hero that we weren't entirely comfortably playing, and we knew that EHOME constantly went for it for Ice, especially in like these such a big match. Like they'll definitely go for it. So we decided to ban it as well because we always kind of struggled against the Radiance kind of or Naga or Alchemist Radiance split push strategies, and we decided that it was definitely best for us to just get rid of it. Then Fear could have played Void and Universe could have played Axe, but generally whenever we picked Void, we always tried to make sure that Universe was playing it. Didn't love our draft, but I think it worked out okay.
Based on this clip, we can see that PPD has a different wiring. When it comes to drafting, when it comes to strategy, he thinks differently. Being a great mind or mastermind, like for example, Kuroki or Puppy, not everyone can become a great captain. Let's take Crit for example. He wasn't a great captain. He's a great position 4 player, but being a captain, it requires analyzing other teams. It requires analyzing their constant picks, what they like to pick, and the updates. They have to adjust to the new patches. You see, this is different from most other captains. PPD's greatest accomplishments in Evil Geniuses is winning DAC of 2015 and the TI Champion International 2015. So let us strictly look at how PPD led Evil Geniuses to overwhelm their opponents during the TI5 run.
Ready to turn. He's got Echo slam up. He doesn't believe they're going to come back. Call out aggressive. The call out. The perfect position. There's your Echo slam. Aggressive. Locked in position right now. He's going to embrace up by the way. The wide of a few moving forward as well. TK about to drop. Aggressive on the full survivor. CDEC. It looks troublesome. It looks really, really bad for them. Aggressive on the run. Universe right behind him. They keep running out. But GG well played. EG are your TI5 champions.
First, Evil Geniuses started at the upper bracket and they lost to EHOME 2-0. Then they were forced to go to the lower bracket. In the lower bracket, they faced against LGD Gaming and they won 2-0. Then Peter would get a second chance to figure out against CDEC in the final, the grand final. In Peter's draft analysis, he specifically said that CDEC were going to use Leshrac, one of the strongest heroes in the game.
And in first pick to Leshrac, and yet again, we decided to follow up with the Gyro Clockwork.
And PPD in his head said, hey, I know the counter to this hero, so I want them to pick this hero. Because of this specific playstyle and letting Sumail have Storm Spirit and his ideal signature heroes,
I think that SUmail is just like an amazing player, especially on the heroes that he likes to play, like Ember and Storm Spirit, and we can generally send him mid versus any matchup, and he's gonna at least split the lane or even win it by like a large margin.
It helped PPD come up with a dominant strategy.
Last pick was Slark, which made us kind of feel like we had already won the game. That the Slark hero is just not that good, in any of our opinion.
He knew how to go against CDEC's Lashrak. He studied it very strictly, very sharply. Due to this major move, along with other strategic moves, PPD helped Evil Geniuses win 3-1 against CDEC to win the international.
Well, one thing to mention is I actually, in the first series, you'll notice that I banned Darkseer and then Bounty Hunter. And in this series, I banned Bounty Hunter and then Darkseer. This is kind of like a... I kind of try to do this to mess with my opponent's mind. It's like a cute little trick that can work sometimes. If they don't know what your second ban is, maybe their first ban changes.
They took the Ages of Champions and $6.6 million. To this day, some people say that it wasn't PPD. It was SUmail who made all the plays to make Evil Geniuses win. We look at it a little differently because a great captain knows the strengths of his teammates. In this case, PPD knows what SUmail can dominate with and knows the outcome of the game before it actually takes place. It's like you see a chess move before it actually happens. You read the enemy just prior to it. This is the way PPD was thinking. He was very, very good at it. And in this case, he acknowledges SUmail's instincts. A real captain listens to his greatest warriors. SUmail was the greatest warrior that EG have. So PPD had to use, what SUmail was feeling into his own strategies. See, this is different from any other type of captain.
And I think it was SUmail who said, just go for it. And he says, AA actually looks really good here. So we decided to do it. Sometimes, just YOLO picking is how you can win a tournament, and it worked out great.
But if SUmail made all the plays, why has he not won any other international since PPD's departure? We're not trying to ridicule SUmail at all. SUmail is a dominant character. But the question is just a rhetorical question, is to make you think, why has Evil Geniuses not won another TI, another big tournament since the departure of PPD, since the departure of their greatest intellectual mind? This is the point of this video.
We all felt it. After during the TI, it was happening, we were winning games, we were confident, After that, I didn't want to play with Peter, and according to him, I didn't practice. The only thing I will agree is I didn't practice in the scrims as hard as I should have. I still don't, and it's a flaw I have, and I have to fix it, alright?
You see, even though people like to bring down Peter for his salty behavior, for his rash way of communicating, do you think Evil Geniuses miss PPD? Do you think PPD can ever play with RTZ and SUmail again? It is made to believe that Peter left Evil Geniuses because of the internal drama, because of the debates with the higher-ups and how they chose to treat SUmail, RTZ, Fear. Many of the players felt very overwhelmed by PPD's presence. They felt like he was a dictator and they couldn't handle it. Even though this dictator was winning the game, was winning tournaments, Evil Geniuses decided to look at other captains. To this day, Evil Geniuses are suffering. Until next time, this is a story on how people continue to look down upon PPD, one of the greatest minds of Evil Geniuses history. Until next time, this is Crystalis Dota out.